Welcome back, everybody. Here are your choices. That's group 1, hold your vision, fixed moon. Group 2, don't let pride get in your way, and it's the full moon in Leo. Group 3, nothing will come of the situation, void of course, moon. And you're very close to achieving your goal, group 4. So it's group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. I'll give you a moment. Let me bring those closer. And that's not blood, by the way. That is candle wax, my red candles. So this is a very special reading. It's my birthday. So happy birthday to me. And it's gives me such pleasure to do these readings. So it's a special one. Let's see what comes out for us. So I'm going to use my new cards that I received for Christmas from my lovely family. These are the Spellcasters Tarot, and my brother gave me these just Pantela. So, and I don't have them, just so lovely, and I will use those to clarify. But I've been wanting the Spellcasters for so long. So, welcome back, group 1. It says here, hold your vision. Beautiful. I'm not going to, well, the cards have seemed to tally with the reading so far. So let's see with this one, except for one, I didn't feel it. But let's see. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, beautiful way to start this reading. You have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. You have the King of Swords in the upright. The previous group 2, got it in the reverse. You have this one in reverse, and group 2 got it in the upright. You get the 8 of Cups. Oh wow, I've never seen the 8 of Cups in this way. The 7, oh, the Chariot. Wow, the Chariot. Normally the Chariots come in this way, actually, you know. Interesting. So it's like fleeing the scene. The Sun in the reverse, which came up for another group as well, and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and 4 in the upright, and the Knight of Wands. Is riding. Oh, an eagle. Beautiful. So let's see. So you did something and you developed and created something very stable. However, you feel like you haven't completed that yet. You're still putting the finishing touches to whatever the 10s are about completion. So Banksy completed a cycle, but and you've done something really well. You've accomplished a lot, maybe in terms of abundance. Maybe it could relate to family life, but there's something that is not, that feels outstanding, that hasn't been finished. Good to get a clarify for that specific one. And then you get the King of Swords, and I think that this is suggesting being in your element in a way, like coming to some clarity or power in some specific area, even though, okay, we'll see what that one says there. I'm curious about that. Eight of Coins in the reverse. You know, the Eight of Coins is about working hard on something and building something. And it's just about to be complete, but in the reverse, it's saying there is some unfinished business. Yeah. This came up in that very same space, but in the upright. This card suggests the need to go within, especially in the reverse. It's saying you need to find quiet time. Might be really hectic at the moment, and you must be working hard with those coins cards there. And with this becoming a king in some area, like reaching the pinnacle in some specific area, which requires hard work, you know. And then you have the Chariot here. So, and the 8, first you have the 8 of Cups, which the 8, beneath the 8 as well. It's like, yeah, again, it's saying unfinished business. Maybe because the 8 of Cups talks about walking away from something. Maybe the unfinished business is something that you are not prepared to walk away from, and yet with this card, it suggests it's time. No, that you know, if that makes sense for you. There's the Sun, which talks about a lack of clarity around something. The Wheel of Fortune is saying the same thing, that something that needs to change is not changing, and something that needed to complete, something is incomplete. Something is incomplete. And it's almost like you are wanting to take this leap of faith despite this. I'm going to have to get very intriguing. I'm going to have to get clarifiers. It's like you want to rush forward and fly. And, you know, it's almost like a repetition of this, like you want to be in your head about something. I think your head is overruling things, maybe. But let's look at this way. So, sense of accomplishment of something really solid. So it could be a project that was done really well. You could have aimed for something and you got it. You achieved something big financially. Maybe you finished a report or something. You've finished a course, finished your year well. But there's a sense of accomplishment, of solidness here. You know, I would say it could also be that that's what you are aiming for and you feel you haven't got there yet because you have all this unfinished business. And I think that you have been working really hard. So you're being asked to take a rest, definitely. And that your rest then helps you find clarity, because if you keep on spinning, you're not going to see things from a different perspective, or the perspective that you need. The unfinished business again. Something is not complete. And it might be something that you're meant to walk away from. See? There's something holding back, maybe this completion. You know? And likewise with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like these three are saying the same thing. It's like needing to walk away or letting something end, but it's not happening. And I think it's because, well, let's see what it is, because maybe you can't see it. With the King of Swords, it's a promise of more clarity and an ability to walk away or race away from something. And, you know, now the Fool takes on a different light. It's almost like preparing yourself to take a leap of faith. And so clarity, a leap of faith, rushing off and taking that leap of faith. And with the Knight of Swords, then charge forward. Charge forward, you know, Knight of Wands, but the Spellcaster's Tarot, I was just reading it, I just got it, that they swap the energies with the Wands and the Swords. So I'm reading them as I see them, and this it's a Knight of Wands who can be impetuous, but riding an eagle, which I would associate with air, being able to look at things from a different perspective. So maybe that's the big lesson here, is that need to go within so you can look at things from a different perspective. And so you can make this clear decision when you're ready. Look how that king is wielding a mighty, mighty sword. And that sword says, okay, I can move forward now with clarity, knowing that I've completed whatever I need to complete. But I think that there is this suggestion that first do that completion, and that relies on you going within and doing that inner seeking. Just taking a rest so that you can get into your king energy. But this seems to promise that it's coming. But you do need to do that work. I think that your 4 of Cups is very important for you for the week ahead. It's just resting, how resting, taking a small break and I think this card has come up for everyone. It's the Fool in reverse. Just taking a small break can help you see things from a completely different perspective. Let me take these because it's not too many. A Tower. The Tower came out for another group as well. And this is the Page of Cups. So a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So, this could be about love, although that's not the biggest thing I saw on the 10 of Winter. So let's look at these. So, some unfinished business again. It's like saying you're not ready to take this leap of faith because there's something you need to complete. So it says here, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. So maybe for you, it's and there you go, it's above the 8 of Cups. So you need to be letting go of something, or else it will happen and it won't be pretty. Your lesson will come because the Tower there, the Tower is about something about out of the blue, but here you are being prepared for it. You're being encouraged to let go of something. And I think you know what it is. I'll be honest, I don't know. And it might be to do with love, with the Page of Cups there. And if you need support, reach out to me or to whoever you feel that you trust. Maybe you need a helping hand or a listening ear, because it feels like you're wrapped up in it's an odd thing. This 10 makes me think of this 10 at the beginning, this vision that you have, or maybe it hasn't happened yet, but something getting in the way of that, part of it being worry and being in your head, and it's unnecessary worry. This is this can also heal the ending of a difficult situation so that you can move into another cycle. You know what I'm seeing here? There's some vision, yes, hold your vision, some vision, an ideal that you have. It hasn't come about because of something that you are refusing to let go of. But I feel that you are going to do that, that you are heading towards that. It feels like you are heading. I'm going to just take another clarifier to see what this thing might be that you're not letting go of. And if I can't figure it out, then I think that you deep down, maybe not even deep down, you know. I think you know, because it feels like you're on the right track, but there's something holding you back that you don't want to let go of. And it's preventing you from being in your power as the King of Swords, the King of the intellect, or the King of passion, whichever way. I mean, I'm seeing here words, etc. It's stopping you from being able to get on your chariot and walk away. Or, yeah, there's something that you're not letting go of. And to start your new beginning. And here you have the King of Pentacles. Think about that. Gosh, if you look at this king, it looks like a Capricorn or someone with such Capricorn tendencies, or maybe all earth signs. But this looks, look at the pan there, that represents Capricorn. Let's see if anyone else is. Maybe all the kings, the coin kings are, because Taurus is represented by the debauchery feeling, and that could represent Virgo. So it's any of the kings. I love that. So, but what it's saying, I think it's saying something to do with your attachment to money or to material things. That's the thing that you don't want to let go of. I'm not saying you need to let go of money and the things that you've worked hard for and you've built up, but it seems to say something about your attachment to money. Beloveds, I'm going to leave it there because I think that you know the rest of the story. Let me know if that resonated for you. I hope you get some use out of this. I think that your task is to think about that thing that you need to let go of. Hold your vision. I love the fact that you still, despite what's going on, you have this vision. It's related to that. It's also related to abundance, but it's almost like you're going towards your abundance, your joy, this thing that you want, this new beginning, is also hampered by your obsession maybe with things, material things, maybe money. And it's not saying that maybe you're meant to have an abundant life. Maybe you are one of those people that is very good with money. But in order to move towards your vision, you just have to let go with some aspect of maybe obsession with it or holding on to it, something like that. Okay, beloveds, I think that also, remember that you're going within and taking time out. You really need that. And I think look at that. Okay, I send you lots of love for the week ahead, and we'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, group 2. You've chosen the Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, full moon in Leo. So I'll see if that ties in, but really for me, those cards are just for a pointer for you to have something to choose. You know. Four of Wands. Seven of Wands. No, Three of Wands. Oh wow, looks like the 7. The 6 of Coins. The 4 of Cups. Looks very much like meditation. The King of Wands in the reverse. Magician. Taking power back. Page of Pentacles. Death. Scorpio. And the King of Swords in the reverse. Let's see. So there's something that you've been celebrating, looks like a marriage or a relationship, that, or some kind of achievement. This really does look like some kind of partnership that's happened. But with the 3 of Wands there, it's like this person is holding on to what it feels like. You feel like you have to hold on to this partnership now. Maybe this partnership started out beautiful and now it feels like it's hard work, like you have to fight for it or over it. Maybe because there's a lack of fairness. One person has more power than the other in this relationship, maybe. And relationship could be a work partnership as well, right? You have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups in this one, it talks about going within. It's very much Four of Swords energy. Just look at that. It's really beautiful. It's like taking time to go within. And I think that's your advice, that you need to be going within. Here you have, so with the Magician and the King of Wands could relate to you, the Fiery King, but feeling a lack of passion. It could be just tiredness, being at the end of the year, this tiredness. But somehow you are being reminded to remember that you have the power to make something happen. It could be apologizing if you are the perpetrator in a relationship or partnership of some sort, or if you've been the one that's wronged. I'm just thinking of don't let pride get in your way. And the Magician, the King of Wands next to, could talk about stubbornness, could talk about control, dogma, just abusing power. So if that's you, you need to look at that. But if it's not you, you need to be thinking about how you can use your power wisely, and that you have the power to make whatever happen in this situation. With the Page of Pentacles, that pentacle looks huge and heavy. The Page of Pentacles here does feel burdened by their wealth or what they've accomplished. And maybe that's what you need to be thinking about, is where do you feel burdened by what you've achieved? That's your message in a way. The King of Swords, you know, you've got two kings in the reverse. So it feels like you feel your power is gone, your intellectual and your power of passion and creativity, that you don't have it. And then with death here in the reverse, it's like something is changing very, very slowly. And I think that you need to allow it to take its course. So you have two fours here and then the Page. So Four of Wands and Four of Cups. So there was some joyous celebration. There was some reason to be. It's like you found your life partner or your dream job or something really powerful and meaningful. And this thing, even if it's not working as you want it to work right now, it's taught you about how to be still. That reminds me, this is the card of Cancer. Really, it could, because look at the crab thing. So there could be a Cancerian and a fire sign at play here. Definitely there's a fire sign, maybe even, but it's maybe a fire sign that behaves like is in their head a lot, maybe in a very negative way, doesn't communicate clearly, but is stuck with thoughts that are not productive. But something that was beautiful has maybe not working out, has led to you going very deeply, because you take time out to do the still work, however you do it, you know, meditation or just being silent. And it's also leading, or has led to something new, some new offer, whether it's within the same place or elsewhere. You know, and as I say elsewhere, it looks like the Page is looking elsewhere, not in front, but that way. And Page, so this, yeah, this Page. There's a dog with the Page, which suggests loyalty. So I feel like this page is your messenger of something powerful and solid and loyal that you are maybe walking toward. Very interesting. So you have felt bombarded, it feels like you the ships that came in for you were maybe not what you expected, and you've had to constantly be fighting or something. Yeah, weird. Mhm. Like standing your ground on stuff feels like a constant battle. It's either with a king of wands who behaves like a king of swords in the reverse. And this doesn't matter the gender, it's not necessarily male or someone who identifies as a man. Um, it's just someone with those qualities. Now, what those qualities would be in the reverse, King of Wands, dogmatic. I did speak about this, a bully, bit of a bully, with maybe best intentions, but bullying my way or the highway. Can't see the other view. And if this is you, it then applied, but is stuck in their head with thoughts that are not constructive. That's all I can say. You know? That's what it feels like, that this relationship or this workshop or this, it even could be studies that you thought was the ideal thing, but it's ended up being feeling like this. Just remember that you've grown in the process, right? That you've become more still and value it. And then this just, for me, says that this has been quite an unfair give and take. But it has helped you through this to start to come into your power in a constructive way, or to use power constructively. Now you can choose to be like the Knight of Wands in reverse, or you can choose to be the magician. And the magician is owning their power to create, to make manifest their dreams in this particular, and I would say in this particular situation, that you can turn this around, or you can look elsewhere, that you have that power to make something happen. Death in the reverse. So slowly, all three groups are the messages. Let things happen as they should. And slowly is not a bad thing. That's what all the... So if I think about don't let pride get in your way, I would say then that you might be this king of thing. I mean, the sun flies out, or which suggests a Leo, or which that one suggests. So if you are the king of wands, if this is you, you have the ability to change, to transform yourself, and it comes back to being able to do that pride time, to make this important. And something might be feeling like it's taking too long to change, but you have the ability to change it. I just want to say, okay, so the Four of Cups has come again. So I just want to say again, so if this is you, maybe the unfairness was from outside. I think I did say that. Well, see it how it applies. Have you been the one that's been unfair? Have you been the one that's experienced the unfairness? But either way, know that you have the power to turn that around and be constructive with that power to change things. You have the Four of Summer, and in this it says being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. So there I feel maybe you have taken a situation for granted to some extent. And then you get the Hermit, which came out in my last reading that nobody watched. I'm fine with that. You know, when the readings are like that, I feel, okay, well, maybe Spirit had messages for me, and that's cool. And then I feel, so now I feel so appreciative of that. There's never something wasted, honestly. And I just wanted to make that joke. But, yeah, there's no harm, no foul. So for summer, it's reminding you to do that going within and take responsibility for yourself and for your actions with the emperor. The emperor can abuse power so quickly, and you have to caution. There's a caution not to do that. Rather, do your hermiting, which the fourth summer and that fourth summer is very much reminding me of. That you need to do this introspection, you need to do this going within and seeking your own inner light. Find or be a mentor. Take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. So there it is. You need to do some looking within. The Nine of Waters, the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords talks about unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. So it is possible, you have the King of Swords here, that you do blow things out of proportion. You get stuck in your head, and then it becomes much bigger than it is, or what it's not. So just, beloved, maybe something's been a bit topsy-turvy and made you feel a bit unsettled. But you have this power to look elsewhere or to work on something that is solid and present in that. You have that power. Your work, I think, is looking at this, acknowledging your role in all of this, and then doing your inner work. Taking your time out and seeking the inner light of the hermit. What is your inner light telling you? What is your conscience telling you? What is your heart and your soul telling you? And it's not this. It's saying let go of worry. And your antidote to that is to do the going within. Okay. So I'll leave it there, beloved group 2. I hope that helps and send you lots of love. If you got something out of that, please give me a like, please share, please subscribe if you haven't. Lots of love to you. Welcome back, group 3, and you chose this beautiful card, which says nothing will come of the situation. I think just kind of ignore that. I think you are maybe doing a lot of moon work this week ahead. So I don't think you need to be worrying too much. I thought I would use my oracle cards because I'm kind of testing myself, because I'm not really keen. But anyway, I have reservations sometimes about most oracle cards. So I'm using the Spellcasters Tarot. I received them as a Christmas gift from my lovely family. And then I'm clarifying with the Fairy Tarot that my brother just gave me today. Just passed them on to me. So I'm feeling really lucky and blessed, So let me see what cards I have for you. 3. Page of Wands. The Tower. And the Queen of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. And that's not blood, by the way. It's candle wax. Page of Cups. Justice came out in the last one as well. In group 4. Oh, and that came out in group 4 too, and you saw it comes out from a separate, yeah. Wow, that's interesting. And then you have the Page of Swords and the Sun in reverse. have the Page of Wands. And look at the Page of Wands. It's like he's waiting for a message. Listen. Oh, in fact, the Page of Wands is like the dreamer here, listening, almost like the Page of Cups, listening, taking time to listen to the birds, going on a little adventure, but no haste. Beautiful. The Tower suggests that something sudden will come about. Look at the lightning strike. And something that you thought was on stable ground is going to crumble. Maybe while you're on this adventure with something, it's a blessing in disguise. The Tower is a blessing in disguise. It's not there to punish. It's there to help rebuild. And then you have the Queen of Wands in the reverse here. Look how powerful she is. Look at that face. Look at that stance. Like really lovely. But she's in the reverse, and it suggests, or maybe something has happened. Maybe you started this new adventure, and then something sudden happened that seemed to mess with that. And it's left you feeling like a little bit powerless, but that's a queen, right? You started out on this adventure as a page. You were dreamy, starry-eyed, trusting, which is wonderful. You know, we must always go into new adventures, you know, like with trust and faith, else we won't do them. But whatever's happened, you have learned. You might be feeling like this, like you are so confused and not in your creative power, not able to speak your mind, not able to do what you want to do, but you're still the queen. You've moved from page to queen. And then here, I find this card so interesting because it's the 9 of coins, but look at the face. It's kind of wistful. It's not a happy face. It's like, oh, I've got all this, but really, do I want this? So it's like being independent, but not really wanting that. So being financially fulfilled, but not feeling alone with it, not feeling lonely with it, and not alone. So not really enjoying that. And then with the Justice, you know, those colors are linking. All 3 of these colors are so related. It's like heart and throat chakra, I feel. With Justice there, again, something coming into balance. So whatever's happened, so something happened, and you might be feeling independent, or maybe in this case you're feeling quite alone and lonely, but not wanting that. You know, this looks like a wall. So it's something to do with finances and how you might have made a lot of money, but something has made you feel blocked off from others. No, so you've made your money, or it might not even be money. I'm now more independent, but do I really want this? Or do I want this? A little bit more fun. I mean, that's a throuple if ever there was, right? And this Page of Cups. You know, this page, it's like the page is drinking all the water and not sharing with the lovers. And there's the moon there as well, which is reflected there. So Justice coming into a situation, and it could have been like if you look at this looks like 3 people that are connected. So it's not like there's been deceit. It's just 3 people connected, but the central person is the page. the page has the power here, which there's a page there, and here's a page, but it's the emotional page. So perhaps that's what it is that your little adventure, even though it might have led to tower moment, something unexpected, it has led to you beginning to, have more emotional power, be stronger emotionally. Yeah, because this page has the power to decide whether or not to share the love. And that's really powerful. So emotionally, you've become stronger. Maybe that's what it is simply. So you have the moon and the sun almost fighting each other. The sun is reversed, the moon. So some deep mystery work needs to happen so that you can have clarity with the. You've got 3 pages. This is the Page of Swords here. So there's really something about new beginnings, like a fresh perspective, like some kind of innocence. So this is a new beginning in the way you are emotionally, I think, becoming stronger. That's an adventure, being your adventurous spirit, which led to this. And I would say the caution is not to let this get in the way of your adventurous spirit, because you've learned a lot. You've become queen in that space, in that time. You know, you've moved from page to queen in this particular situation. But you also have emotionally, you are at a new beginning with the way you relate to people. And here there's a potential for you you know, the Page of Swords is quite playful here. And look at that sword, it's so huge. It's like, what do they say? Swinging above your grade or whatever. It's like, that is a huge sword for that small person, but they are wielding it with power. And the spellcaster's tarot, the swords are associated with fire, which you can see in the background there now. So let's see. It's almost like something is unclear to you, and perhaps you are working on this clarity, and it might be related to that tower. But you do have justice in the upright, suggesting that something is coming into balance, which is awesome. But it does require a bit of stock taking, very similar to group 4. This finding clarity. For you, it's about finding clarity, and I'll get more cards so that we can to get more clarity about where you need to be seeking this clarity. Because you have the Page of Swords. I'm taking that as the Page of Swords, which is about clear communication, and clarity, being able to set off on a new path or this next step with more clarity, but it does require some going within. Quite a mixed bag of stuff. Both the readings are a bit now quite interesting. So I think the other thing about this new adventure you started, in this innocent way you approached whatever you approached, has led to independence, financial independence mainly. Now it could be becoming so independent that you put walls up around you, and maybe that's a caution. And your independence is your grace, and it's your fear. You want it, but you're also afraid of it. And I think you don't want to be left out in the cold, in the dark, in the moonshine, because it's scary. But there's something in the moon that gives you answers about balance. And then, so this tower moment happened, and all this row is all major arcana. It was quite something. So something sudden and unexpected happened. You were going on your merry path, thinking, okay, I'm building, and then something happened. And it's leading you to justice. It's leading you to something fairer. So maybe it's leading you to something that requires partnership, which is what you want, but what you fear. Your aloneness, you fear singleness and partnership. And you want singleness and partnership. I think that's what's going on here. And with the sun, I think that the sun in the reverse is simply echoing the moon and saying there's something that you still need to cast light on, and it's about going within. And I'll get clarifiers for that. With the Queen of Wands and the Ace of the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords, you know, pages are also messengers. So I think that you have moved yourself in this particular situation. You've moved from, you started off as a page and you became a queen, but the queen is feeling, because of all this turmoil, it seems like, that and that maybe deception. You felt like, why did I do this? But actually you did it because you needed to grow and become the Queen of Wands. And the queen might be feeling first right now, toppled, and not in your power, but you still are the Queen of Wands, whether you know it or not. And so emotionally, here's it, emotionally you've grown, and maybe in terms of intellect you have grown. So whatever's happened here, you have these powerful, these messengers of hope, really. So the one is about emotional strength, saying, okay, that's fine, but you've gained this. You've gained the strength to be able to, in future, manage emotions to suit you, to not be abused by others, because you now have more emotional strength. You also have more physical strength. That's what this page of swords is saying to me. You have physical strength and emotional strength. That's really interesting. So perhaps you've been working on your body as well in this whole thing. You've become healthier, stronger, which is really lovely. Let's get clarifiers, which can also maybe be advice cards, because I'm really curious about what that work is, what that those fears or mysteries are, or deception. Just what the moon is trying to tell us. So 6 of Summer. The previous group got this, group 4 got this as well. Wow. Children of childhood, the return of people or memories from your past, or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. So nostalgia, the King of Coins, the group 4 got that as well. Wow, very interesting. These similarities, you know, these similar messages. Let's get one more. You know, okay, I'm going to say one more thing about that Page of Cups. Perhaps your lessons were also about how you share love. You know, it's possible that you were guarded before, and that is teaching you how to be, not to abuse love. You're learning how to be more fair in love. That's possible. It's something to do with fairness in love is coming out. Oh, And the 4 came out for the previous group as well. Wow, so interesting. So here are the cards that are the same. You get the Moon and Justice, 2 major arcana cards, and you get the 6 of Cups, and you get the King of Coins and the Fool. That's incredible. Well, that's really interesting, should I say. So I'm not too sure about those words. I think focus on the moon, because I think you need to be looking at the moon. And that could be a past energy, nothing will come of the situation. So there is a situation that you could have been the one who was, you could have also been the one that was too casual and didn't respect the situation, whether it was work or school or love. And justice has come along, and this applies, that fear of aloneness and wanting not to be alone at the same time. And justice has come along to bring balance, to help you learn whatever lessons you needed to learn emotionally. You're still the Queen of Wands. You have grown, whatever this situation was, you have grown. You learned the lessons that you needed to learn. And you've become stronger, really stronger, and emotionally more mature. That's the thing. So here again, there's this issue of past love or past memories, but it does feel like past love or past life love. So it could be about romance again, and it could be with King of Coins. Now, the Queen of Wands could be however you identify, male, female, however, you might, it's about the energy of this, which is a powerful feminine energy, although feeling toppled. King of Coins, someone really grounded, it doesn't have to be male, could be, or it's however you identify, but the important thing about the King of Coins is their solidness, their ability to, if they're really, really grounded, possibly very accomplished, are in their power when it comes to finances, that kind of personality. An earth sign, fire sign, earth sign, or having those qualities. And so if it's a lovership, I think that it's between an earth sign and a fire sign possibly, or people who have those qualities. And again, the caution here is not to rush. Let the process take its course. Whatever's going on, it's the right thing. What you, with the moon here, I think this is your work, is the need to maybe do past life stuff. I think similar to group 4, but yours is about looking at this deception. Why do you either feel the need to deceive, or do you find, or have you found yourself in a deceptive situation? I think that's your work for the week. What is it that, why do you attract that? What is it you need to confront within yourself that takes you into situations that are not fair? Or where do you not be fair? Because the 6 of Cups is also about balance, finding balance, just as the Justice card is. And the Moon card it's inviting you to look at those fears, those deceptions, in order to find balance. And I think you've done a lot of work on that already, and now you're just going a layer deeper into that. So I think that your work is with the Moon. I just want to check something. So we are moving into a full moon before, I think in a few days' time, we'll have a full moon. But I think that even leading up to that full moon, I think maybe an exercise that is really useful is to let go of old clothes, old things, things that you aren't using, give away, or sell, or just throw out junk, that kind of thing. I think that will be a powerful exercise for you. But what you can also be doing is using the moon, maybe sitting out in the moon and just ask the moon this question. Um, what is my relationship with deception? Where am I deceptive? Where do I deceive, or where do others deceive me, and why? Just do that every day and see what comes out, and just write your experiences of that. I think that would be so powerful, and then just see what happens. So please share your feedback with me. I'd love to hear how that works for you and how this reads for you. Okay, and please give me a like if you like this. Share your feedback. I'd love to hear from you, and share with the other souls. And I send you lots of love, group 3. I think this is really powerful, what we are all going through. And take care. Have a lovely week ahead. Bye. Welcome back, group 4. I'm reading you first. Let's see what the cards have for you. And your card is you're very close to achieving your goal. I tend to avoid using oracle cards because I feel that all the answers are in the tarot, and sometimes those. Let's see if that rings true with the rest of the reading. But I don't want to be influenced by it. For me, it's a prompt. I'm using it as a prompt. So you have 6 of Cups. Hello? Justice. No. The Knight of Swords in reverse. The Ace of Wands upright, and it was beneath the deck when I was shuffling. 8 of Swords. Oopsie, it's too many. What is 9 of Wands. 7 of Wands. And the World in reverse. Let's see. Okay. So let's see. Group 4. Yeah. Let's see what you have here. 6 of Cups. Okay. You know, when you look at this, that's the young of those two, I believe. The younger version of them. So they've grown old together. That's the implication. This card talks about past life relationships as well. You know, this could be to do with a relationship, a past relationship, past life, or past this lifetime relationship that's coming into balance, and perhaps it wasn't in the past for whatever reason, but perhaps this time, perhaps in the past, there was a tendency from both parties to rush in some way or the other. And this time you are deciding, or the advice is to take it slowly. But something from the past seems to be coming back. And it looks like this time justice will be served. You know, it will be a fair situation. There's a new beginning, passionate new beginning coming in. I mean, look at that. It's like coming out of the heavens. Maybe a job offer, a love offer. And perhaps it's going to, whatever this offer is, it will help you become unstuck, untrapped. Because right now you might be feeling stuck. I love, in this one, there is fire. So when I read the spellcasters, for them, the swords are the element of fire. So this almost feels like Phoenix. And it's up to you if you will rise from the ashes. That's what I'm getting. Maybe something was difficult. Maybe it's in relation to whatever this is that's bringing in something from the past that's coming into balance. That you know to not rush now. And this past life person or thing will come in the form of an offer, or has come in the form of an offer. And, you know, it really feels like so, Ace of Wands, yeah, some kind of passionate offer leads to this getting out of, you know what I'm getting from this is like whatever the stuckness was, it was necessary. It was necessary for you to almost go through a trial of fire. But look how calm this person is. So it seems to me like whatever was going on, you took it, not even stoically, you have taken it as this is the way it's meant to be. For now, I am learning my lessons. And I think that you've done that, or you've been doing that. And that's also why you're ready for this offer. And, excuse me, the Nine of Wands here. Wow. So maybe there's, and you know, you have the moon here as well. So there seems to, maybe there's still a little bit of fear. You're still feeling fear, and you might still feel a bit trapped. You might still not see the way out, like you have to defend yourself. This is almost feels like a mix of the Eight of Swords with the Seven of Wands, which you have here in the reverse. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Let's see as we go along what is revealed. So with the Seven of Wands, this almost relates to being quite proud of what you've accomplished, and perhaps that's what you need to be thinking about. How do you celebrate your accomplishments? How do you acknowledge them? It doesn't even have to be like a big celebration. It's an acknowledgement. You know, like we are our most important acknowledgers. And that's what this card is saying, that you need to acknowledge yourself. Whether you write down what you've achieved, I think it's really time for you to do that. It's so beautiful. With the moon here, yeah, perhaps you've done a lot of work confronting fears. And maybe that's what you need to be acknowledging, doing that writing down of maybe really nice exercises to look at what you've accomplished, but also look at what you still feel is unseen and what you fear about that unseen. I think that would be a really powerful exercise. You know? You have the world in reverse, so something's not complete. this card says you're very close to achieving your goal, and that's possibly what, if there is a correlation, this card would suggest that very much so, that something's not complete yet, but it's there, you know. And when I look at this spread, I like the fact that you have justice there. You have this reminder not to rush. Now, I did say past life relationship. It could be a past life relationship. But to me, it talks about peacefulness. It's almost like what you've been going through. Perhaps you're going into a more peaceful time, so where things will start balancing. Perhaps 2021 will be, and I know we're not looking at that. Let's just keep it. Perhaps the next week will be a week of coming to balance before the end of the year. Maybe you are needing to do a little bit of stock taking, you know, looking at this issue of what you've achieved and patting yourself on the back. I know the Seven of Wands is not about that normally, but look at that. It does feel like that. So you have the Six of Cups and this kind of nostalgia, really, in a way. Look at those two are looking over that. It could be them just happily looking at grandchildren playing, could represent that. But there's something that you're hankering after from the past, maybe. And, you know, with the Ace of Wands there, it feels like that's like an offer. Could have come in, or could be coming in from something to do with your past. It could be a past passion project. It could be a past love. And I will get, I'm going to get a clarifier, a couple of clarifiers on this. And then I think, yeah, so this may be an offer that you've been waiting a long time for. And in order to be ready, I really feel like you need to do the stock take of how much you have grown and how much you have done. It could be growing. It could be how well you've done at school or university, whatever, at work, what you've achieved at work, what you've achieved in terms of soul growth, especially with this card in the middle. That's what I'm seeing, how I'm seeing it. Do a little stock take. What a nice way to lead towards the year in what have you achieved in this year and what is still in the way, what is still fear, what I think what you've achieved, because that's patting yourself in the back. And what are your fears? What are you still afraid of? What are the blockages? And where's the fear there that's getting in your way? That's, I think, really nice. And I like this line here. So you've got justice coming in to almost release you of this. It's like you've gone through the fire. You've gone through the being trapped. And now I'm trying to see what justice has in. It's like a pomegranate. Or it's almost like their hand is made of a pomegranate because it's been sawn off. Wow, so interesting. But it's working, you know, like it does look like a pomegranate, and it's got two parts in it. It's like a, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this is about love because I'm seeing the two there, the two pillars, the balance. But yes, it could also just be about how much you've worked towards coming into balance. And look, the moon almost reflects that, the justice. I think that something's coming in to right the imbalance and almost. So, okay, this is what I'm getting. So, you're working on this, on acknowledging what you've done, which could be the past thing, right? It leads to a new beginning. or a new beginning has come because of all that you've done. That's what, yes, a new beginning has come. All this work you've done, and now you're being offered a new beginning. This is key, that acknowledging yourself. It's almost like the internal acknowledgement leads health or balances is balanced out then by this external acknowledgement and a feeling of some aspect that you didn't see. And perhaps it's to do with fear, because that's what I'm seeing with the moon here. It's some fears that you maybe haven't been able to see that have been blocking you moving forward. But just as some balance comes in to free you from this, which might indicate that a lot of hard work, which you've taken with so much grace, almost like working against the odds, whatever those odds were, but you continued with faith. That's what I'm seeing, and it's almost like now it's like a reward in a way. So there's this caution here not to rush in, because maybe you still need to work with those fears. And to me, I'm feeling like these are imagined fears; they're not really real. And there's that thing of being about being caged, but release yourself slowly from whatever this is, I think, and trust that slow movement is what is bringing about this complete change. It's not a rush. That's same. It's the Seven of Wands again. Seven of Spring. Be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. So there is that element again of maybe you haven't done enough of that. And perhaps again, it's about patting yourself on the back for your courage. Fool, the Fool. Okay, let me show you this. So, Seven of Spring, that's it. It's beautiful in the upright. And perhaps you're not doing enough of that. I would say that it's standing up for yourself with yourself. It's you patting yourself on the back. And perhaps you have been doing some of that inner work, but it's just encouragement to carry on. With the Fool in the reverse is, it's, I think, echoing this thing of not rushing. Take it easy. Take it easy. You've already done so in the up to now. I think you've been working slowly, steadily, and now you why suddenly jump when you've been doing slow and steady? I mean, that's in your ticket. I feel. And maybe the advice is not to get impatient. And then you get the King of Autumn, compassion. This is the King of Coins. And again, it says be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person, a company to work for. But that's in the reverse. And again, I feel like these two are saying similar things. It's like that need to stand up for yourself, to acknowledge what you've achieved. And that one is echoing this thing of not rushing, because some big change is taking place. That's what I see. You've gone through the fire, and I feel you are going to be released. But don't, I think this one is about confronting your fears again. And don't be impatient to get out of whatever you have, what it takes. And you've been doing this this work. So don't mess it up by getting impatient now. That's it. Let me see if there's anything else. take it slow, confront your fears. If this could be work, it could be your spiritual path, it could be some project that you're working on, it could be a lovership. Whatever it is, it seems to have been stuck. You have been stuck, but you've almost accepted that with grace. And I think that there are some fears. There are some fears, which I think is what this moon card is, that exercise that I suggested is asking you to look at those fears. What is making you feel trapped? But don't just do that as a little autopsy or whatever. Like do an assessment, but in a constructive assessment is like looking at what have I achieved and what are my fears, and you could even do it in a dream. Like go to bed and ask the questions of what are my fears that are blocking, and trust that you are being guided because the Justice card is there, and the World card is just waiting to turn around, and the moon is there as your guidance. The moon is there to say, come, let's look at the mystery. Let's look at your fears. And just trust that in this week, that's what you're working with, I feel. But also just don't be tempted to rush. That's what I think. And perhaps this is then rings true as you are very close to achieving your goal. I think that perhaps you are close to some kind of completion with the World card there. And you've worked really hard towards that. So yeah, I like that. That seems to tie in really nicely. So beloveds, let me leave it there. I hope that helps, and have a wonderful week ahead. I will chat with you again soon. Bye.